It took me many years to come up with the idea of Civic Fusion because I had seen something very extraordinary when I was co-facilitating abortion talks among leaders of the pro-life and pro-choice movements here in Massachusetts after fatal shootings at 2 women's health clinics. After many months of meetings, we had gotten through some of the major difficulties of having conversations, and we identified what was clearly a set of gaps that would never be joined. For example, when does life begin, and does a woman have a right to terminate her pregnancy? The beliefs on each of those created a gap that was never going to be filled. And yet when we talked about the issue of abortion, the bonds among these women were so great that something unusual happened, something extraordinary happened. And I was trying to figure out what that was. I was calling it paradoxical unity at the time. Other people called it sacred ground, or they called it just mystical. And so I started walking around with magnets in my pocket and putting the positive and positive next to each other to feel that insistent energy that would never be combined. And I started playing with bigger magnets and different shaped magnets. And finally I met with an MIT professor and explained to him that I thought there must be some naturally occurring forces in the universe that would help me understand this experience that we had shared. And he immediately said, yes, what you're looking for is the nuclear force. In an atom, the nucleus contains protons, all of which have a positive magnetic force, and yet they hold together. They should repel because of that magnetic force, but they hold together because they're close enough that the nuclear force can combine them. And that's what occurs in fusion. So after some time, it came to me that that's what we had seen. We had experienced civic fusion, which is when you bring people with deep differences, different beliefs and values and positions, close enough together they can bond to achieve a shared public goal, even as their differences remain intact.